Hey guys, Rendakor here, starting up a new Minecraft series I'm calling the Mad Science series. This is inspired by the Technic pack as seen on Yogscast and other places. However, I'm not using the whole thing since it's not been updated to 1.8 and I don't really feel like rolling back because I like the new biome code a lot. So I'm using the Buildcraft Equivalent Exchange and Industrial Craft mods, plus Risugami's Modloader and recipe book, and I think that's about it, besides a couple tweaks for Industrial Craft to get like the sound working and shit. So yeah, this is not exactly a fresh world. I've been playing on the world for like a day, because these mods are what's called Tier 2 mods, so there's not a lot new to do in the beginning of the game. So I played around a bit, I built a small stronghold and acquired a lot of resources, but in this new building, or new stronghold rather, I don't have any of the cool new buildings or machines or anything like that. So I'm going to be showing all of that stuff all fresh. It's just that they take like a fuck ton of iron and whatnot to make, so I farmed all that stuff up rather than pretend this is a fresh world and then edit out, 20 hours of me diggying fucking iron just so that I can make shit. So yeah, here we are inside my little stronghold. I've got a bunch of shit stockpiled. Alright, so I'm going to take a walk and see if we can find some stuff to mine to show off the new materials. Actually, we'll go down this way. Oh, hello, Mr. Creeper. It was just night and I just slept, so that's why there are fucking monsters everywhere. That up there was my old house, but I moved into, this new little base to make some more room to kind of show off all the cool shit you can do with this mod. Don't mind the random crafting table in the middle of nowhere, and I'll explain what that weird shit you see in the background there is later, once we get there. Like I said, I played around with it all so that I sort of understand it a little anyway, and I'm not fumbling blindly in the dark. So one of the first new resources that Industrial Craft adds is rubber. And you get rubber from these weird dark type trees. You see how they're like, these are rubber trees. Here's actually a better shot. This is a rubber tree, this is a regular tree. See how it's darker and the leaves are like a little paler? Well, this one, oh yeah, here we go. Okay, so you see this little orange thing right here? This is like a rubber node. You harvest it with this tree tap. You make the tree tap with wood, and it looks like that. So just, 5 blocks of wood makes a tree tap. I'm not going to make it because I already have one. And you use the tree tap on the little rubber bit, and it gives you this sticky resin. Now, if you take that sticky resin and you put it in a forge and you smelt it, you make rubber. Now, you need rubber to insulate your power cables, because, yeah, there are power cables, and it's pretty important as a component to a lot of the other materials. Ow. So I'm going to harvest some rubber here. Alright, so off there in the distance, you can see another of the new resources sort of spouting up out of the water there, and that's oil. And that's part of Buildcraft, and you use oil as fuel for your generators and your engines and stuff. So there's that. Still trying to find some copper and some tin to show you sort of what they look like. Alright, so here's the ravine where I found most of my materials. It's mostly been completely excavated, but I'm hoping I left a little bit of some stuff in here just so you guys can see. Oh yeah, good. Okay, so this right here is copper, and it is one of the 2 ingredients for bronze. Like I said, it's about as common as coal, so it's kind of all over the place, and the nodes are usually pretty big. I thought I saw another one. Yeah, okay, here's another one way up there. I'm not going to climb up there and whack it just because I've got plenty. But yeah, that's copper. Let's see if we can find some tin. Like I said, this is mostly pacified. This was not some freak natural torch-filled ravine occurrence. Spent fucking hours in here clearing this shit out to get my first couple diamonds, and the reason for that is that for the Equivalent Exchange mod in particular to work, you need to go to the nether, and in order to go to the nether, you need obsidian, and in order to get obsidian, you need diamonds. So I farmed up some diamonds. I haven't been to the nether yet, but I will go shortly. Ah, here we go. So this is tin. Tin is the other component in making bronze. So we'll whack this, and I'll head back, and I will show you how we go about getting bronze. It's not a simple process, but if you want to get started in industrial craft, then you start the game by farming up some bronze, some tin, and a bunch of fucking iron. I think you also need redstone and, of course, rubber, as I showed you earlier. That's, by the way, that's more oil down there, and a giant fucking oil pipe extracting it. But, we'll get there. We'll get there. Ah, fuck me. It's getting dark. Alright, well, let's see if, getting any adventures on the way back home. Got a nice little stone walkway leading up to my little, home. I would say castle, but it's really just a wall around, like, a grassy area. Mostly cleared out so I have somewhere to work. And, oh shit, this is way too close to the road. Somewhere to work and show off the, features of the machines and stuff. I didn't actually build like a proper house above ground. It's all just a basement and like a wall, so that I do not get fucking enderman. Ah, shit! Skeleton. Ow. Die. Alright, well, that was fun. So yeah, here's home. Storage chests, crafting shit. A small little farm, just so I have a food source, because living on zombie meat, like, sucks. Alright, so I mentioned that I have the recipe book, and usually I don't use things like this because they're sort of cheating, but the alternative is just pausing the video every 30 fucking seconds to look up some weird-ass recipe on the internet. Plus, the Buildcraft in particular is very fucking poorly documented. Well, that's not entirely true. There is, like, an extensive documentation for Buildcraft, but you have to pay for it, and I'm not doing that. I'm not paying $2 to download a fucking manual for a Minecraft add-on. No thank you. So, we'll pull this out and we'll cook up the rubber. Like I said, you smelt it in a furnace. Once my chicken's done, I will do that, and that will give you rubber. Other than that, the other main thing we will need is iron, and I have already smelted up a fuck ton. The other important material was refined iron. So basically you just take iron ingots and you smelt them again, and it makes refined iron. And this is a sort of key component for a lot of industrial craft, which is what we're going to kind of start out on. Because I don't know, just because I said so. Fuck it, don't question it. You also want to make sure that you smelt some copper. I don't think we're going to use smelted tin for anything, but we will use smelted copper. The tin won't be used until we start making bronze, which will be in a bit. So smelted copper is important because you use that for copper wire. And here's my rubber. Is the rest done? Here it is. It's not all done, but I've got some of it, and I've got some refined iron. So I'm going to go down into the basement, and there we will begin the science. Alright, so we'll make a new crafting table so I don't have to keep running topside. Now, the first thing we need to make is, we're going to make a generator. Where is that? We'll get to the electric furnace in a second. The generator is more important. If I could find it in this fucking recipe book. Okay, so a generator. Alright, so this creates electric power. Now, what you need to make a generator is a regular furnace, a machine block, and a RE battery, a rechargeable battery. So I'm going to go grab a furnace from upstairs, but we will make the other two materials first. So, to make a machine block, you need refined iron, and you need 8 of them, like you're making a regular furnace. So, we will do that real quick. So there's a machine block. So it doesn't do anything by itself, it's just a component for making machines. And the other thing we needed was a battery, a rechargeable battery. Ah, fuck, okay, we do use tin. Alright, well, my bad. Let me go grab my tin. Alright, so I've got some tin. Is my rubber done? Yes, this is done. So we're going to take you, Mr. Furnace, because I will need you in a minute. Okay, so the rechargeable battery is 4 tin, 2 redstone, and a copper cable, which means we need to make copper cable, which is rubber and copper. So 3 rubber on either side and 3 copper in the middle. Or you could make uninsulated copper cable, which is just 3 copper bars, and then combine each with rubber, but it's easier to just make it insulated by making it all at once. It's 1 combine rather than like 7. So here we go. Also, sorry for the monster noises. We're like right on the edge of like the outside world, although I'm going to turn them down. Okay, so we have our copper cable, and we need that to make our battery, which was... And I'm sorry for keep going into this, but I have a terrible fucking memory. There are like so many recipes. Okay, yeah, so 4 tin, 2 redstone in the middle, and a copper cable on top. Alright, so 4 tin here. Put my 2 redstone, copper cable. Bam, we have an empty battery. And then to make the generator, which was the goal, you do furnace, regular furnace on the bottom, our machine block of refined iron, then our rechargeable battery makes a generator. Now, this is sort of the basic unit, like basic machine that you use for powering industrial craft. It's not the only way to get power, but it is the primary. There are a number of other ways, and we'll get to them later. We're just going to kind of toss this here in the middle so that I can feed cables to whatever I need. Now, here's like the generator interface. Bottom is where you would put fuel, and this is like the charge meter. So I put it in, and it has sound. As the red bar fills up, it's the generator sort of storing power from the coal. If I put something in the top slot, like a battery, it would charge it. And then you could take the battery to power machines, or you can use copper cable to connect it to machines directly, and it would output the power along the cord to the machines. Now, what sort of machines can we make? That's what we're getting to next.